Myanmar in this tragic time.
Absolutely, Jay. We're getting some more information in looking at that support effort, the global support effort. The Association of Southeast Asian Nations has pledged to offer humanitarian support to Myanmar and Thailand following the devastating earthquake. The 10-member body, which includes both nations, acknowledged the urgent need for assistance, recognising the significant loss of life, injuries and widespread destruction that have been caused. ASEAN stated it will coordinate efforts to facilitate relief operations and ensure an effective response to the crisis. The other ASEAN members, including Indonesia, Malaysia, Singapore, Brunei, Laos, Vietnam, Cambodia and the Philippines, are all committed to providing aid and support during this difficult time. Well, moving on, and international aid is of course pouring in to Myanmar as rescue operations continue following this devastating quake. A Chinese rescue team has arrived in Yangon, while Russia, India, Malaysia and Singapore are sending relief supplies and personnel. India's Foreign Minister Jaishankar confirmed that more aid would follow. South Korea, as mentioned, pledged $2 million in humanitarian aid, while the United States has also confirmed it will provide assistance. Staying with China, and the Chinese government has pledged 100 million yuan in emergency aid to Myanmar following the earthquake. 2 rescue teams have been dispatched, along with supplies like tents, blankets and medical kits. The first team arrived on March the 29th, with more aid set to arrive starting from March the 31st. Well, the situation that we're looking at, of course, is bleak, and we are expecting that death count to rise. To give you an idea of the level of quake that we've seen, in comparison, a quake in 2023 that struck Turkey saw around 55,000 deaths. Of course, the current numbers coming out of Myanmar sit just above 1,000, but with many missing and many injured. We are expecting that count to rise. Jaishankar Mukherjee, thank you very much for staying with us. Looking at these death tolls, of course, in Bangkok, in Thailand as well, there is a rescue operation going on. What's the feeling amongst the people where you are with that uncertainty as to whether these people will be found alive?
Of course, in Thailand, the rescue operation is going on. Thailand, the loss of lives are not that much. And I'm sure government is doing adequate. Government is trying their best to bring everybody to normalcy. All the trains and the airport is functioning as normal as it can. But many people couldn't return to their own homes because of the damages and all. Myanmar also, the entire world is standing next to Myanmar and sending and pouring in support to Myanmar. Myanmar needs it at this hour. And I would urge through your channel to the entire world, to the entire humanitarian ground, that people should come forward and support Myanmar in this crisis. And I'm sure with the global help, let's not talk about junta, let's not talk about anything right now, and let's only talk about what we can do right now to save human lives. I'm sure we'll be able to save a lot.
Yes, absolutely. Jaishankar Mukherjee, to end our brief discussion, of course, the physical toll on life, the loss of life that we're going to see is expected to be catastrophic, but the mental impact, the emotional impact, what is the feeling currently, given the absolute shock that many must have been feeling where you are in Thailand, but also across the border?
Could you please repeat again? I'm sorry.
Yes, I want to explore the emotional impact. We, of course, have the loss of life, but the psychological effects of such a tragic and devastating incident, a natural disaster. Can you talk us through what you've seen, how you're feeling, but also what you're expecting across the border as well?
I am in Thailand for the last 20 years. I have never seen such a scene in my life. That entire Bangkok came down onto the streets. People were panicking. People didn't know what to do at that hour. They're all running for a shelter. They're all running, moving towards a park or somewhere where they can avoid any kind of debris falling down on their head. The traffic became completely standstill. There was no public transport. Bangkok Lifeline is SkyTrain and the underground train. Everything got stopped. Bangkok is known for for its shopping malls, and it's a shopper paradise. Every mall closed their units, and everybody they evacuated. Schools forced their students to come out to the grounds. All classes got stopped. So basically, life came to a standstill. People were panicky. Nobody could go to their rooms. It was absolutely a crisis for at least 3 to 4 hours. After that, government circulated news that people can go back to their homes. Many buildings did not have electricity for a long time. Lifts were not operating, and might be knowing Bangkok has plenty of high rises. So without lift, you cannot climb. I have many stories where people came down from 40-storied building. They climbed up to 28-storied, 30-storied, that kind of a story, and then came down to the streets and again went up 30 stories by stairs. So those kind of horrible experiences people went through. But most of the high-rise people, they preferred to stay either on the ground or in a hotel or friend's house, which are one-storied or two-storied buildings, not in multi-storied in 10s or 20s or 30s for the night. And today morning, they're coming back to normalcy.
Yes, Jay Shankar Mukherjee, thank you very much for joining us. We are now joined by our correspondent